We're gabbing. We're gabbing. We're gabbing. We're gabbing. We're gabbing. We're gabbing.
Welcome to Gabbing
Gabbing.
with Gracie.
And Heather.
Hello. I kind of told you this earlier, so you might not be surprised, but I have Johnny Walker Double Black Scotch whiskey, and
Look
I'm
at
drinking it
you.
on the rocks. I got my rocks here.
Look at you. And I'm having my water because I'm trying to be good and not drink so much alcohol. I think I might change the podcast to having some tea before going to sleep.
Tea sounds good. So I
Yeah.
will say this. I said earlier, this was before we were recording, folks. I said that I'm surviving 2025 with Pilates and Johnny Walker.
Love it.
I'm gonna make it three things. I'm gonna drink more water as well.
All
So we got
right.
Pilates, Johnny Walker,
And water.
water.
So you don't pass out from drinking all that Johnny Walker.
And I won't restrict it to just Johnny Walker. I don't like bourbon, but I will say I will be surviving with daily drinks of scotch and Irish whiskey.
Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
Trying this weight loss. Corey got this weight loss book. Well, I got it for him for the holidays. And I've lost a pound.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's the food itself or it's because I'm not drinking, but I'll take everything as a good thing. So
There
that.
you go.
All
So
right.
you're starting the year off well with that.
Yes.
Well, it's here. We are here, people.
We made
We're,
it.
we're discussing Supernatural season 5. We're not going to say how many episodes we're going to talk about, but we're going to start with episode 1.
Yes.
And this is so exciting because this is where we both kind of like were like, oh, it should have ended here. And I actually looked it up, and I believe that Eric Kripke originally actually had it to end after season 5.
Okay. So that makes
Yeah.
a lot of sense.
Like, so that was the progression that it was going to naturally end at like after season 5.
Okay.
And it was just such a phenomena
So
at
that's
that
another thing.
point that like the network wanted it to go on. So we'll see how season 6 is
Yes.
compared to
Yes.
this. But we're going to talk about season 5. We're
Yes.
in circa 2009, and season 5, episode 1 is Sympathy for the Devil. And in this episode, Sam, Dean, and Bobby must deal with the aftermath of the devil's escape from hell and receive startling news from the prophet Chuck. So last season, we left it where they were in Maryland. So they're still in Maryland. And there's also Pine Creek, Delaware, and Chuck's house. I don't remember where Chuck is located, but those are kind of the three locations.
Yeah, neither do I.
So we left it with the devil's door opened up, Lucifer's door, and there was like a white light with Lucifer escaping. And now here we are
Now here we are.
with the aftermath. And so much happened in this episode, and I don't remember any of it. The only thing I remember is Lucifer himself.
Well, let's say who's in this episode, right?
Yeah, who's in this one?
We have returning Jim Beaver as Bobby Singer, Misha Collins as Castiel, Kurt Fuller as Zachariah, Rob Benedict as Chuck Shirley, Rachel Miner as Meg Masters. And we are introduced, if I'm not mistaken, to Mark Pellegrino as Nick, aka Lucifer.
Yeah.
Yes. And
I
Bellamy
screamed.
Young. I used to
I screamed.
I,
I was
I did
like,
not.
sorry, who was the last person?
Bellamy Young, who plays Nick's wife, Sarah, who I guess we'll
R.I.P.
talk
Sarah.
about her, R.I.P. Sarah. Yes, she has starred in the one that I know the most is A Wrinkle, as I said, A Wrinkle in Time. No, not that one. Scandal.
Oh, I never watched Scandal.
You never, oh my
I
gosh.
need to watch it at some point.
Oh
It's so
God.
iconic.
I feel like don't do it to yourself because it's just so much. Oh my God. But she's been in like CSI Miami, Dirty Sexy Money. I remember that. I don't remember the show, but I remember the name of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say the name sounds familiar, but I know I haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
Yeah. Peacemakers. Y'all, I have not written out anything, so I'm just going through IMDb right now.
We're winging it.
If we're winging it today, yeah. She seems like a character actor mostly.
Okay.
Yeah. But she is known like for Scandal. Like that's it.
Yeah.
That cemented her. Oh, Criminal Minds.
Uh, Criminal Minds has been on so long that I imagine that it's kind of like a Law and Order where it's like so many people have been in it.
Yeah, yeah. You can't. I feel like it kind of reminds me of Supernatural, where some people had their beginnings on those shows.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so like we can actually talk about Sarah if you want, because like one of the things that I totally didn't remember, like I remember Lucifer and the actor who plays Lucifer, but that was all I remembered. Like I was like, the vessel has a name and his name is Nick. Like I was like,
Yeah,
and then like the whole storyline with Sarah and the baby, because I was like, oh my God, what happened to the baby and what happened to
yeah,
his wife? And then you find out like somebody came in when they were sleeping and murdered them in their beds. And I was just like, this poor man. Like you really understand in this episode why he would just be like, sure, I'll be the vessel.
yeah. Just take
Because
me.
yeah, that was another thing that I didn't realize until this season was that like they can't be the vessel unless the person actually like
Yes.
consents to it.
Yeah, asked for permission.
So
I
it's
don't
not like
remember
a
that.
it's not like a demon where the demon can just like possess you. Like for an angel, like they have to get permission. And since Lucifer's a fallen angel, he's under those like guidelines. So yeah, I didn't remember that at all either. So that was really fascinating.
It's sad.
Yeah. The other big thing, I don't know if you have anything to say about Sarah or
No,
Nick.
no.
Okay. The other big thing that I was like, oh, from this episode was we find out that Cass was like, how does Chuck put it? He says like he was vanquished. He was either like set off somewhere or like but he like exploded. And you saw like when they go to Chuck's house, there's just like blood and stuff everywhere, and you're like,
The
oh, it's
piece
because
of
Cass.
finger that he
Yeah. A
picks off of his
molar.
head. Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah. So super gross. Oh, he says Cass is dead or gone. He was exploded. That's one way to put it. Um,
He's ever so wordy.
yeah,
An author cannot find the right words to describe what just
exactly.
happened.
So that's what happened to Cass, but then Cass comes back. I just questioned myself, but yeah, he comes back. I was like, wait, did he come back this episode?
He did.
Yeah. So
I feel
Cass
like
comes
at this
back.
point, Misha Collins is like officially part of the series,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So he ends up coming back. And so that question of like, how did he come back? And then the very beginning of the episode where the guys go from the devil's door opening and being in the church to suddenly they're on a plane descending into Baltimore. Like those two questions of like, how did Cass come back and how did they get zapped into the plane? I was like, what is happening?
Yeah,
I don't remember any of this.
it was just like blink.
Yeah.
Like obviously, but it was too drastic of a change.
Yeah, because they even like when they got zapped into the plane, they were like startled because
Yeah.
like they seemed like an explosion was about to happen and then they're like in a plane and then they're looking around being like, what? What's
And then
happening?
wait, doesn't the plane start having its own issues? Or is it just
Yeah, because
okay?
the pilot is talking over the PA saying how they're like descending into Baltimore. So if people want to shush real quick, they can do that. And then all of a sudden, a beam from the church flies up into the air, and the plane has to turn
Hmm.
suddenly.
Hmm.
I'm doing
Hmm.
all these hand motions that
It,
people are not seeing.
it's
So,
working.
like,
It's working, y'all. It's working.
but the plane had to like change course
Veer right.
suddenly, and like the flight attendant flies through the air because it was like completely nobody was prepared for it, and the oxygen masks go down. So I at first I was like, oh my God, is the plane crashing? What is happening? Are they okay? They must
Yeah.
be okay. There's 15 seasons. But then again,
I love it.
we've
Love
learned
it.
that they can die and come back.
That is true. That is true. Multiple
But
times.
I was like, why do I not remember any of this? I think that's why
I
when I saw Nick get introduced, I screamed because I was like, something I remember.
there was one episode which we haven't talked about yet, but it's one of the first five that I couldn't believe I didn't remember anything from that episode. That I even questioned if I saw it at all.
Was it episode 5? No, wait, not episode 5.
No,
Let's take a
episode
guess to see.
four.
That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah. Episode 4. I have no recollection. No, I'm lying. There's one scene that I remember. Thought that that was like seasons down the road, unless there's a similar scene.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll get to that when we get to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Because I'll bring it up because I was like, I remember this, but I don't remember it in the context of this episode.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. It involves Cass.
Okay.
What else about this episode? There were some funny parts, like Becky.
Becky.
Becky was, Chuck has a prophetic vision and
Hmm.
he needs to get a message to the boy.
Oh, yes, yes, yes,
So
yes.
Becky's the super fan.
Which makes
And
sense.
did you catch that she was writing fanfic where she was shipping Sam and
Oh,
Dean?
oh yes. Oh yes.
They were having sexy time.
Oh yes. And not
And that
happy
was
about
strictly for us because she didn't bring that up to them at all. I don't think.
it. In her own way, I think she kept it like up in the air for them. And Sam made like a face.
Oh, did she say that she writes about them?
She does.
Okay, I think I forgot about that part because I was like, oh my God, how are they gonna react?
I I mean, they already had the reaction when they were talking about how
Fair
they
point.
were characters in books. So I think we got what we wanted. If we want to see more, I don't think we're gonna get to see it.
That's true because if I remember correctly,
This is
Dean
it.
was like, do they know that we're brothers?
Brothers,
And Sam goes, I don't think they care.
they sure as hell don't.
Nope.
No way, Jose. But it's what they want.
Yeah, so I thought that was funny. There was a lot of roller coasters because you had funny moments like that, but then you had like Bobby coming to meet up with them and Bobby tearing into Sam for not listening to them and blaming him for the apocalypse and stuff.
That was when he said what he said, lose my number. I was just like, oh my God. Like that broke me. That broke me.
Yeah, I was like, this is so unlike Bobby. And there's a reason
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
why.
Exactly.
But like I was like, yeah, you felt it. You felt it deep inside because like he's like their father figure or like a very close uncle.
Yeah. I think they do say like one of them, like he's like a father figure. I think it was Dean.
I think so. I believe that that sounds familiar. But like we end up finding out that it's a demon in Bobby and that's why he's acting so un-Bobby like because Bobby will tear into them, but he would never be like lose my number.
Yeah.
So like that's what made it real because at first it was like he was just tearing into him about not listening and you're like, yeah, dude, you should have listened. Like Bobby has like a lot more wisdom and experience than you. And like one of the things that makes you all stronger is all of you being together with your own different unique strengths. And like if
Hmm.
you're not listening to everybody else, that's when you all get into trouble.
Exactly.
But then, like, when he said lose the number, I was just like, ugh.
I
And then
was
I was like,
so
oh,
mad.
that makes sense that he's a demon. So basically, a demon has possessed Bobby, and Bobby's aware of it. So he apologizes later, being like, I know what the demon said to you, and
Well,
that was the demon.
when the demon was, as Bobby was attacking Sammy, didn't he like snap out of it at some point and then he just stabbed himself?
Yeah, but that was after like it was revealed he was a demon.
Right. But
Yeah.
didn't he come at the I thought he snapped out of it, but I guess you're right. Meg, because this is when Meg makes an appearance.
Yeah, because you know he snapped out of it because he has the black eyes. That's what I
Mhm,
mean. Like
mhm, mhm.
after he it was revealed he was a demon. Like he had the black eyes, and they're like I think they're struggling, and they say something about like Bobby, you're in there or whatever, and then all of a sudden you see the eyes go from black to regular, and
Mhm,
then the
mhm.
stab. Oh, you had started to talk about Meg. I did not remember Meg coming back in this season. But I do remember at one point we were like, does Meg come back anymore? And you had thought that she did, but I think you thought she did like way in the future.
Wait, yeah, like the last season.
So I wasn't expecting Meg, but I did get excited by that.
It
And like
was,
they thought she was Ruby at first, but she's like, go back further.
yeah. I which is funny because I remember I always seem to confuse the two. So it's no surprise to me when I heard them say it. I'm like, oh, I'm not the only one.
Because different actors have played them both.
Right. It was a bit disappointing though that her scene was literally like what, 5 minutes and then that's it.
Yeah.
We don't see her again in the first 5 episodes of season 5.
Yeah, we'll see if she comes back even
Mm-hmm.
like again because it's
Mm-hmm.
a free for all. People
Yes.
come back. Sometimes the actors come back as different characters. Like you never know with Supernatural.
Oh my gosh, you could say that again.
But after Meg comes back and it's revealed that Bobby's a demon and the stab, Bobby gets rushed to the hospital. He's alive, but he's not able to walk. And that's when what I was saying earlier, Bobby apologizes to Sam. I took note, and I'm gonna have to keep up with this to see if this is the case with this whole season. But based off of the first few episodes, this season has some banger of some lines. And in this episode, the banger that I loved was Dean says, I have a GED and a can do attitude. So he says that to Bobby.
I in watching the first 5 episodes, I'm like, wow, like they really like hit the ground running this season already.
Absolutely. This is a great season.
Yes. And we're only 5 episodes in, y'all.
I wonder how many filler episodes there will be.
Well, we kind of already have one with episode 5, but episode 5 still had,
We're not getting into that though.
no, we're not. But I was just gonna say it has some important stuff in it, even though it was a filler episode.
Yeah. I was talking about that episode at work last night because Abraham Lincoln came up.
Good old Abe.
Specifically, Abraham Lincoln being seen by people in the window came up.
Okay.
Grace's face is really funny right now.
Yeah, I'm confused being seen by people in the window.
Well,
Like,
basically, what happened is my one coworker lives on like the 15th floor of a building, and she was like, "Oh my God, you guys, I swear something just knocked on my window, and I'm on the 15th floor. Like, what the hell was it?" And I joked and I said, "Haha, maybe it's Abraham Lincoln." And everybody was like, "Why would you say that?" And I was like, "Oh, well, my aunt swears that when she was a teenager and she was messing with a Ouija board with some friends, that Abraham Lincoln like appeared to them in the window." And then my other coworker was like, "No joke. Like I swear I saw Abraham Lincoln in a window several years ago."
what? What
Like,
is going on with y'all over there?
so then I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so funny because I just watched an episode of Supernatural where Abraham Lincoln was in it and he was killing people."
What a freaking theme. What a theme. I
Yeah.
am glad I'm not hanging out with you guys.
Yeah. So that really concerned my coworker. And she was like, "I'm not going anywhere near the window."
Yeah. Yeah. I don't blame her
It was probably
one
a
bit.
bird or something flew into the window.
Oh gosh, poor bird. I
I
hate it when
know.
they do that.
But that was a little fun side note. But back to episode one. The angels are the other side of this. So we talked about the demons. The angels show up. Zachariah with his not helpful attitude.
He's so smug. Jeez Louise.
That's a great way to describe him. He is smug. He is an arrogant, smug man.
Arrogant. Yes. Entitled.
Yeah. Titled white man. But yeah, so Zachariah basically tells Dean, like there's multiple Deans. We can't handle multiple Deans. Tells Dean that he is Michael's vessel and that he has to agree to be the vessel. So this and the whole storyline with Nick is when we find out that they have to like consent to be the vessel.
Let me ask you something because I just like in rewatching it now, I just realized that he tells him that Zachariah to Dean with Sammy around, right? Is Sammy there or no?
Yeah,
Okay.
because he should be there because that's when
They're they're like in the
Ash pops
house.
in and he
Yeah.
like sucks them away to get them away from
Yeah.
the
Okay. Okay.
angels.
Okay. Okay.
And that's when he like carves the symbols into both their ribs, which that was crazy. Did you see the X-ray?
Yes.
Because when he said, "Oh, I carved these symbols into your ribs," I thought it was like one or two. All
Yeah.
the ribs were completely carved,
Yeah.
different symbols. It was craziness.
And I'm shocked that Dean would actually ask for an X-ray. He just
I think that
like,
was purely to show us the ribs.
yeah, yeah, but
That
like,
was random.
can we just take his word for it and that's it. I don't know. It just freaked me out so much, and I'm sure that the people who did the X-ray were like, "What the fuck is going on here?" Are they like, and how does he even like get out of there? This is me thinking too much about it, but
He
how does
probably
he?
flirted and did it on the down low with somebody. Not did it,
Okay,
but like
well,
got them to
I understood. I understood.
not not
We
getting
can't put
into
it
sexy times
past.
with Dean when he's not having sexy times. But
I'm,
maybe
but
he did have sexy
I,
times.
that's what I was about to say. We cannot put it past Dean. You never ever know. But he
Yeah.
would have said something. I think he would have said something though, if that were the case.
Oh yeah, he probably would have like been smug and bragged or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, one thing that we like kind of brushed over at the beginning too was when we were talking about Becky, the message that she sends him on, like he sends her on, is that Michael's sword is on Earth and that it's in a castle made of 42 dogs.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah. And that's why the demons were trying to like, they were possessing Bobby to try to find out where the sword might be. And so Dean figures it out. Dean's really like coming into his own
Yeah.
with like figuring stuff out on his own. So Dean figures out that the storage unit that Papa had is Castle Storage and it's at 42 Rover Hill. So that was nice, a nice tie-in back to that storage unit. And who's paying for that storage unit? Probably some random credit card, right?
Oh, that's a really good point. Yeah.
Yeah, how does it? Because like I would imagine if it's on a credit card, the credit card eventually
It expires.
fraud because nobody's paying the credit cards, right? So, okay, I can't deep dive into
Okay.
this
Yeah.
because it's
I was
just gonna unravel.
I was just about to say just leave it as is because it's ongoing. Because and
We'll just pretend that Papa gave like a pay in advance of cash for like 10 years or something.
yeah, which would make I was gonna say make sense because the credit card can be tracked down, but it's them. No one's gonna track down credit cards to Sam and Dean and Papa,
Yeah.
you know? Shoot, I was gonna say something. I was going to ask, and it's a stupid question, but did we hear about the storage unit ever again?
Not that I remember, but as we all know, we're not remembering very much
Yes.
these
I mean, to
episodes.
be fair, it's 2009 episode. Like, come on.
Yeah,
I can't remember what happened yesterday, but that's fine.
we're going back quite a bit. So, yeah,
15 years of Supernatural. Jeez
so
Louise.
much goodness. Oh, I should say for the locations that I talked about at the beginning, the Pine Creek, Delaware, I believe that is Nick's location. Yeah, that's Nick's location. So Nick is from Delaware.
Okay. And they were in Baltimore, so they weren't that far away from Nick. They were so close, was seemingly so close.
Yeah, although, yeah, it's not that far. Maryland, I just told my friend that lives in Maryland that she has the strangest shaped state because I feel like every time I go to anywhere in Maryland, I'm like 2 hours away from her. And when I'm from my house, it's 2 hours. So it's like
Oh,
I could be in Pennsylvania and be 2 hours from her and then be in Maryland. Like every time I go anywhere, I'll be like, oh, how far are you from this town? And she'll be like, 2 hours.
that's what she says. Is she like me that I think I can go anywhere in 1 hour within New York City, knowing damn well that's a lie?
That is a lie. That's a bold-faced lie. That's a dirty lie. No, because then I did fact check
Oh,
about it. And it's just the way that Maryland is shaped is just very odd. And she's in like this little weird nook that you can't really get to directly.
okay, that makes sense. I feel like
Like,
if she's in a nook.
yeah, like the only time she probably would say she was less than 2 hours would be like if I said I was in Annapolis, because Annapolis, there's a bridge that you can cross to get to it, but I haven't ever been to Annapolis. Well, I have two other notes for episode one. Dean tells Sam that he doesn't know if he'll be able to go back to things how things were because he doesn't know if he'll be able to trust Sam after what happened with the last season. So that was like a big thing. They had like a heart to heart about it. I
Mhm.
feel like they are getting better about talking it out over the season.
Yes. But I'm sure they will still have their moments of not because how else are you going to create drama between the two?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And then the other note I had was, and this goes into episode two. I just made note in episode two, we get confirmation from Cass, and I'm putting confirmation in quotes because he doesn't know this for sure. He's just best guessing it. that God was the one that resurrected Cass and threw the boys onto the plane. Do you have any last things for episode one?
Well, for episode one, Cass doesn't really have his powers as much as before.
Oh, that's a great point because Bobby wants him
Was
to heal
expecting.
him.
He was anticipating.
Oh, Bobby's got the attitude at the end of this episode, but I don't
Oh,
blame him.
yes. Yes, yes, yes. He was very disappointed, very upset. Rightfully so.
Yeah, because Cass shows up at the hospital, and Bobby's like, all right, hurry up and heal me because Bobby can't walk. And Cass explains that when all the angels left, his power kind of fizzled out. Sounds like he has some limited power, but not
Right.
anything. Like he can do stuff like zap them out of a situation,
No healing.
but no healing.
That would require more work
The
on his
ribs
end.
would be like the best he could probably do. Yeah. And the ribs might have technically been before he lost his power because the angels were still there now that I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Because he like zapped them away from the angels and then carved their ribs immediately. Yeah. But
Like
he
the
can't help Bobby, and Bobby's got a major attitude about it, which I don't blame him. He's sulking.
yeah, I mean he
Yeah.
can't walk.
And for a hunter to not be able to walk, that's a really vulnerable position that he's in.
TBD. TBD.
Yeah.
Or TV, what something like that. We will soon find out what's going to happen with Bobby. That's what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say.
To be determined.
To be determined. Okay, girl,
Right.
I'm going to make a suggestion. I go to bed. I am like,
You
I
just want to do this
can't.
one episode?
Yes,
Okay. Well, we got through one episode.
we
That's,
got through one. But
yeah.
to your point, it's like really interesting as we're going along. Things are going to get more interesting as we go along,
Hmm.
and we're going to be having a lot of talk about
Oh, yeah. Like
that
episode two? Mm.
episode. I'm here thinking about episode five.
Yeah. Episode five.
I feel like
Or
episode five,
episode
episode
four?
four, episode
Episode
four.
four is
That's the one.
crazy.
I think that's the one I meant.
Yeah.
That's the one I meant. I was like, there was something that was said, and I fucking can't remember. I feel like it was Dean, something about chosen or whatever, and I was like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I gotta look it up.
That sounds right for Dean Chosen. And
Yes,
yeah, this
but
is a wild ride, season five.
yeah, and that's why it seems like as if it should have ended in season five. But it's a topic for at the end of the season. That is a topic for the end of the season.
Oh, one thing I did forget to note that is huge from season one or episode one is that eventually Nick does agree to be the vessel because
Yes,
we find out that the hallucinations he's seeing of Sarah throughout the episode are actually Lucifer talking to him.
manipulating.
And it's so sad because he says something like, oh, if I agree to this, can you bring my wife and child back? And they can't, obviously.
What's done is done.
R.I.P.
And then there's no and then there's no point in bringing them back because he's not going to be able to be around them because he's accepted
Yeah,
being
but he still might, like, as long as they're alive and being able to live, he might be okay with that. Kind of like Cass
but he might want to be with them.
or Jimmy. Jimmy, where he had to make the decision,
Yeah.
oh, like, let me be the vessel again so that my daughter can, Claire, right?
Live,
Yeah, Claire
yeah,
can
Claire.
go on
It
and live.
it is kind of different though because they are alive and he chose to give them up.
Right. But what I'm saying is like Nick might be like, if you can bring them back, I'll willingly be your vessel. That's probably what he was thinking. So that they can like live and
Have their lives.
yeah. But like it was a big no.
Yeah.
Like he decided to be the vessel anyway.
Like, Lucifer's being honest.
Yeah. But
He
I guess he
can't.
probably like at that point with that no, that was like him giving up all hope. Very
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah. Yeah. He's given up. His life is just over, so he might as well just give himself up to Lucifer.
Poor Nick.
Doesn't Lucifer say that he doesn't lie or something to that effect?
Maybe. I'm gonna have to rewatch that and see. Listeners, tell us what you think. Hit us up on Instagram. Let us know if there's any other platforms that you think we should be on, social media wise.
Yes, please. We're
Where
taking
y'all at?
recommendations. Where do you prefer to be at?
And if you're not on Instagram, you can try emailing us at gavinpodcast@gmail.com and let us know what platform you think that we should add social media wise. And Thanks for listening to Gabbing. Go check us out on Instagram, like and follow us. Check out our other episodes. We are on all the major platforms where you can find your podcast. Feel free to buy us a coffee.
Please do. We need it.
Talk to you next week. Thanks for listening to Gabbing.
Gabbing. We're gabbing. We're gabbing. We're gabbing. We're gabbing. We're gabbing. We're gabbing.